I'm joined here by a couple of guys from the Sweetwater JCs. They're talking about the rattlesnake roundup. If you haven't noticed, that's why these rattlesnakes are out here, and they're kind of giving me a little bit of a scare. But you really need to stay off the roads. Go really, really slow out here because underneath all the snow, it is ice. KRBC's Mallory Kuhn has been keeping up with our road conditions. So Mallory, what can you tell us about the road conditions now?
Again, ice is a big story across the state. An American Airlines plane taxiing at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport slid off the taxiway and got stuck in the grass Monday night. A passenger on the regional flight from San Antonio snapped these pictures of the plane. The Federal Aviation Administration says the front nose gear slid off the taxiway as the airplane turned a corner and became stuck in the grass.
In my bracket career, I've won twice. And I have no...
Like the whole bracket?
Yes. Out of all the people in the company, I've won it twice.
Like you got everything right.
No, not everything right, but my points were the highest.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I have never filled out a
you
perfect
probably should be a millionaire by now.
That would be awesome. And a local man is behind bars after chatting online with what he thought was an underage child. Taylor County Sheriff's investigators arrested the man on Wednesday for online solicitation of a minor. It was a crime spree that began around 3 a.m. this morning. Several gas stations scattered throughout the town were robbed in the early morning hours.
So check out crowdrise.com/Roker.
Thank you, Al. You're doing a great job. We appreciate the forecast here in frigid West Central Texas.
Al gets 5 minutes of break time every hour, or he can choose to bank them for an extended rest. You can find a link to watch Al's Pursuit live on BigCountryHomepage.com. This morning, a former Marine found guilty in the shooting deaths of American sniper author Chris Kyle and another man is undergoing evaluation at Middleton Prison near Abilene. Many schools will be out for spring break next week. That means the DPS troopers will also be out. Former superintendent of Abilene School District turned himself in on charges associated with prescription drugs. A mugshot has put the former superintendent out of the running for a potential job. Despite a drop in oil prices, big country boomtowns continue to thrive. The city of Sweetwater is proving that its economy is in full force. In the last 10 years, Sweetwater has seen a 30% increase in income per capita. Police documents say the suspect dragged the man with her vehicle from Yemen's Road to 7-Eleven on Judge Ely. Documents show that multiple people called police stating that the suspect was driving with the victim holding onto the hood of her car.
From Duck Dynasty and his family were together for the first time, speaking to a crowd of thousands. But before he hit the stage, I had a chance to talk to him about faith, family, and fame.
Well, I guess I'm a lot more recognized now. It's hard to walk through without being noticed, but that just means that a lot of people watch the show and they like it, so I'll take it.
It was 11:45 on a Thursday night, May 1st, 2008, when Pam Sleeper received a phone call from her brother-in-law, Hal.
I answered the phone, and he sounded really distraught, and I asked him if everything was okay, and he said, "No, Pammy, Kay's dead."
A death that Pam soon learned was not an accident, but a murder that sounded like something made of fiction, complete with a cut-and-paste confessional letter.
I didn't learn until the next day when we arrived in Atlanta that it was a homicide. Somebody murdered Kay. For some reason, I just thought it was an accident that she had maybe in her house or something, but that was when I learned it was a homicide.
Kay Winnell had not only been killed, but attacked in her own home in what police say could have been a crime of passion.
She was brutally murdered. They evidently, what the guy did was he walked in Kay answered the door, and he walked into the house and hit her in the face. And there were some cuts and definitely big bruises on her face. And then it looked like she ran into the kitchen to grab the phone, and then he slit her throat. After he murdered Kay, apparently, he went upstairs, and they had a workout room up there, and they had a basket of towels, you know, to use to dry off with your sweat. And he went in that room, got a towel, wiped his hands, went into Kay's bedroom, in through her bathroom where her closet was, opened up the door and threw the bloody towel in there on the floor, and then apparently left after that. There were no footprints, no fingerprints, and the blood was from the kitchen door all the way across the kitchen. They had to have all the wood removed out of there, but it was a big, long kitchen, and so it was pretty gory.
Who ended up finding Kay?
Hal did. He had been trying to call her all afternoon, and she had 2 cell phones. She wasn't answering either cell phone. She wasn't answering the house phone. And when he drove up in the driveway that night, they had a vehicle that was parked outside, and Kay parked her car usually inside the garage, but he saw both vehicles were there, and that's when he thought something must be wrong. And as soon as he opened up the garage door going into the kitchen, she was laying face down.
It was a brutal, bloody ending to a beautiful life of a beautiful person.
How was Kay as a person?
She was great. She was the most lovable, fun. I tell you, energized. She had a ton of energy, and she was little. She was a little thing, little petite thing, and she was just a lot of fun. You know, like I said, she'd light up every room she ever walked into.
It wasn't until this letter became public that sparked an interest in the case again. Police originally received this letter from the killer 2 months after Kay's death, but only told Pam and her husband, and they told them not to say a word.